So now that I've shown you how to create background colors and to style the different borders and the color of your fonts and stuff like that, I want to show you how you can choose a few more colors, because so far we've been using pretty much just the basic ones. So I want to show you that you can actually choose a lot of different ones. So let's go into CSS colors. I'm going to Google this. I'm going to show you on W3 Schools. It shows you that there's a lot more options than we initially thought. You don't just have blue, red, green, orange. You can use lots of different ones. So I'm just going to show you some examples of these ones, and I'm going to show you how you can choose your own color from any single one that you want. So let's start, and this is probably one of the last times I'm going to do this in one of these tutorials, is just start from scratch, just to remind you of how to set up the HTML and the CSS. So let's go into CSS practice, and let's go for color picking.html. And I'm going to create a paragraph. This is working. And now I'm going to create a CSS file, also called color picking, but calling it .css. It's important to have that .css. Save this, and I'm going to style the paragraphs using the curly brackets. Let's go for a background color of blue. If I can get the blue right, there we go. Okay, so now let's try opening this up. We go back to CSS practice, color picking. So we get this up, and we need to link the HTML to the CSS. So in the head here, I'm going to put link, change this to color picking. Now it should work nicely. Okay, fantastic. So let's look at trying some of these different colors now. I'm going to go for aquamarine. That looks quite nice. So let's change blue here to aquamarine. Nice. So as you can see, we can get a lot of different colors here. Let's go for one more. Let's go for gold. No, goldenrod. That's good. Goldenrod. Refresh the page. Fantastic. So we can use just the words to describe it. What's often used instead are these hex values. So I could use aqua, for example. I refresh, and that looks like that. Instead, I can use the hex value. I just put that right in here without so many spaces maybe. And then as you can see, the color is not going to change. Yay! So we can either use the names or these hex values. Now what's really cool is we could actually use any hex value. And for this, to illustrate this, I'm going to use something quite simple called Google Color Picker. There are loads and loads of websites that you can do this with. I just tend to use the Google Color Picker because I'm used to it. So basically the nice thing about this is that you can choose any color you want. So I'm going to slide this along to here, for example, and I'm going to click here. So it's nice, you can see the color appear here. I can make it a lot darker, or I can make it lighter. I tend to like the light colors. You just select this. You can put in the RGB value, it's up to you, but I tend to use the hex values and most people do. And then here, I'm just going to replace that value. So now I'm hoping it's going to turn into this color here. Fantastic. So now I'm just going to do also body, give that a background color. Just to show you exactly how to do it once more, let's this time go for a very subtle red. So let's go almost pink, so you almost can't see it. And let's give this background color, semicolon. Now when I refresh, nice. So now you can see that you can add in any color that you want, which I think is really cool. So I just use the Google Color Picker, and that tends to do the job. So you can either use the different names, which is fine, and often people will describe to you these names that they want for their websites, or you can go ahead and use the Google Color Picker and choose any color that you want. So have a go yourself now, see if you can go onto the W3 Schools website, choose a couple of these, then try and add the hex values, and then see if you can use something similar to the Google Color Picker, use the hex value to define it, and see if you can get some of your nice own custom colors appearing on your site. So best of luck, and I'll see you in the next lecture.